Hey, happy Friday. Hello, hello. Jasmine here with IPS Learning Institute. It is Medical Billers Network Live Day. So happy to be back here with you guys. It has been a little while. I am here today on a Friday on a beautiful summer day. And I say beautiful, it is like really hot outside here. Super hot, super muggy, but I still love it because I'm like a lover of the sun in the summer. So for me, it is the opportunity to get to the beach under that summer sun. That's my favorite part. What is your favorite part of the summer? That is your question of the day. So when you get here, pop in the comments where you're dialing in from, where you're tapping in from, and what is your favorite part of summer? Maybe it's like family. Maybe it's just time. Maybe it's space. Maybe you're a teacher and you like a free bird in the summer. Semi jealous of that because, man, what would I do? Like just to have that whole summer with my kids where I don't have to battle with a work day and a summer day, a beautiful summer day. So I'm excited because we have not been together for some time, and I've been getting questions from folks in the community, and I would love to explore this Ask Me Anything Friday with you guys with any questions that you have coming to mind. So if you jump in here and hi, Tiffine. I hope I'm saying that right. Or is it Tiffany? Is it Tiffany or Tiffine? Vacation. Yes, Ashley, vacation. Yeah, taking more vacations, getting places. That's definitely a perk of summer. When you guys get here, is there a question that you have right now? Is there something burning in your mind that you want to chat about? I took some questions in advance from folks, and a lot of them had a lot to do with billing company starting. So I wanted to go with a general theme if you don't have anything on your mind of, are you really ready to start your billing company? I'm not going to talk too deep into it. I do want to go over a few things, but that's essentially what I'm going to talk about today. But if you have something on your mind and you want to know something more specific, something that you're facing, something in the immediate future that will support you, I guess something that will support you in the immediate future, let me know. Put it in the comments and along with our question of the day and where you're dialing in from. So the topic of medical billing companies. So those of you who don't know, if you are brand new here, my name is Jasmine. I own a billing company. I have owned my own billing company for 17 years now. Did I know I wanted to start a company? I mean, did I know before I started it? Yeah, I kind of knew. I'd say I knew that I was done working for other people. Probably about 3 or 4 years into working for other people. I was pretty young. I just was born with that entrepreneurial bug. And one of the things, and I'll talk about this when I go through the questions that you should ask yourself is, when you're ready to start a business, is I just kept saying like, gosh, if I had a company, I could do this better, or I could do that better. Or, it was always that like that kind of, God, I wish I was in charge so that I could make this better. And so if that's you, then you might be ready to start a company. But I've had my baby, I call it my baby, for over 17 years now, because at the end of the year, it'll be 18 years. It was literally right before I was about to birth a baby, which is why I know the time frame, because my baby girl was she was 0 years old and now she's 17. So it's easy for me to do the math because it was like the November before I gave birth to her that I thought it'd be a good idea to complicate my life and start a business and have a baby. So, but that's me. If you know me, you know that I'm all about like going all in. When I feel the fire for something, I'm going to lean into it. So I would say that, I've got a little bit of experience under my belt. When I first started the company, I didn't really have a clear vision or a clear picture of what I wanted it to look like, meaning I didn't know if I wanted it to just be me or if I wanted a team, things like that. And those are kinds of questions that I would absolutely recommend that you think through. Like, are you starting a business because you want to have more independence and not be a leader and manager of other people? Then you're probably going to make sure you start a different type of business than if you were looking to be like a solopreneur. Then you were looking to be someone who has a team of folks. So you want to make sure that you know what the limitations are as far as the client base that you can take on, or the types of clients, those kinds of things. So first of all, I just want to say, hey, how do you fire a client? Okay, so Tiffany, I have to know if I'm saying your name right. So you have to give me like the what do you call that? The way to pronounce it. So, how do you fire a client is, all right. So I'm going to be totally frank. I've done this quite a lot, especially for the last couple of years as I've gotten more clear about, I want to say the last few years. It's been we've done a few iterations of this, we'll say, allowing clients to find a better solution. Right. And that's kind of the way that I would position it. I would position it as though you aren't firing them. You've recognized that you're probably not the best fit. And so this is what's best for them. And you're just maybe letting them know that perhaps this is something that is has evolved in your business. You're allowed to change and shift your business, and this, as you've evolved in your business, you've decided that you are ready to maybe move away from a specialty or a certain style of provider. Maybe you're looking to serve more independent providers or solo providers that have one or two provider practices, and you've got this group practice that's driving you crazy, or you're trying to move away from a specialty that isn't reimbursing well. Those kinds of things, just be very clear about it, and just kind of let them know that there's just a mismatch and you want to get them a better solution, something that will. So, oh, Tiffany, I love it. Awesome. So yeah, just really put it out there to them as though it's something that you are doing to serve them. And I've also done naughty notes to clients that, we've tried, you are not following protocol or process, and it's quite impossible to serve clients when they are not willing to meet you where you are as a business. So you'll have to also be clear about that. It doesn't have to be a nasty gram per se, but you have to just be honest and say, listen, I've given a few warnings. We've tried to work through this, but it's quite challenging for me to run this business. And so I really am going to have to help you find a better solution. And again, always pointing back to this is a better solution for you. So yeah, I love it. Lupe, in a boat right now. Yeah, I love that. Why are you watching me, girl? Just teasing. Lupe says she's on a boat right now. So what specialty do you recommend for someone who wants flexibility? Oh, that's a hard question. It really is going to depend on where you are comfortable. That's the bottom line, is where you most confident, because you're going to find flexibility when it's easeful for you, when you feel confident and comfortable with that specialty. So perhaps starting with the one that you know the most. There really isn't one that's easier than another per se. I mean, yeah, there are some that maybe have a lot more complexities or a lot of strange things that you have to do. Like home health is one that's a little odd. It's just outside. Some of these behavioral health things that are outside of the normal structure of healthcare, that have a lot of processes that are still, frankly, very broken from the insurance carrier side. But other than that, if you know the specialty well, go with it. Go with it. Oh, I meant to say that I'm in the boat of struggling with the vision. Oh, well, I thought you were on a boat, Lupe. Just teasing. That'd be. You said in that boat. My brain was totally thinking that you were sharing what your favorite part of summer is. So clearly, my brain is in weekend mode. It's Friday, right? I skipped over a question though. Let me see, from Ashley. Let's see. I thought about a billing company. You're going to start studying for CPC instead. Okay, so CPC. Okay. And I think, to be frank, I think that it's really helpful that you have as many certifications as possible that help you feel comfortable. Even if you don't choose to do coding, you'll still feel more comfortable with what you do to serve clients, or to serve in your role if you have more experience as a biller, more experience with coding and other aspects of the practice, including like practice management, will help you as well. So, hi, Wanna Be Naturals here. Good to see you. Good to see you. All right. So I want to share a few things about starting a billing company, and do you know if you're ready? So number one, I'm going to say is you will never be 100% ready. So just give up that show. Most people who start businesses start way before they were ready. And it's because our definition of ready is never, it's always evolving. It's like you think you're ready, and then you find out somebody else had something before they started their business, and you're like, oh my God, my website's not perfect, and I don't have an online payment system, and I don't have this, and all of a sudden, like, it just keeps expanding. So there's always that possibility. So don't feel like you're ever going to be 100% ready. Just start. And then, the discussion of what we were just talking about earlier, do you know your specialty? Or do you know enough about your specialty that you want to serve to start? That's kind of a confidence thing. Like if you feel very confident enough to talk to others about it, because you're going to be talking to providers about it to kind of sell your services, you have to feel most comfortable with it to be able to convince others that you know enough to serve their needs. So yeah, I mean, I'm going to totally say that, like, in that same vein, this topic of tenacity, like determination to like get this done, to know enough to be ready, even if it's like you have the opportunity in front of you now and you are like, I know enough, but I kind of don't know. I'm just going to get out there and read as much as I can and like scour all the possible resources that exist and learn it. That's like, if you're resourceful in that way, then, you know, I would say that you're probably ready. If you are resourceful and you're getting those questions, or the offers of new opportunities, and you're just out there finding your own answers, you're probably ready. And in that same vein, like you really got to be a self-starter. So the question for you is like, are you the person who someone else is always reminding you to do things or asking you to start this particular area of the AR, or hey, did you remember to send your claims and things like that? You know, things that are kind of like normal processes for the revenue cycle. If that's not already on your mind, like if you aren't already having those thoughts naturally evolving in your mind. Now, having enough time is a whole other thing, but like, you know that you are responsible for these things and your mind is always focused on serving that, and you are really doing your best to get that going before your boss has to come to you and say, hey, don't do this, do that, you know, as reminders, then you're probably ready. You're probably ready if you're the one who's like, you're on your A game as much as possible, right? Giving yourself grace. You're not going to be always on 100%, but as much as possible, you're on your A game, then you're probably ready. And that goes along with discipline. You know, like a lot of people think you don't have to be perfect in anything, right? Even business, right? In running your own business, but you have to have as much discipline as possible, like to know that, yes, you might be working from home now. Like if those of us who move to work from home, you might be working from home now or running your own business, but that doesn't mean that like you could just like sleep until 11. I don't know. Do people do that? But I don't know. But if you did want to do that, you can't do that if you want to be a business owner, likely because most of your businesses are probably going to open up way before 11 a.m., the clients that you might serve. And so discipline around showing up, right? Showing up for your clients, like being consistent. The revenue cycle, one thing about the revenue cycle, if you are new here to this industry, is that it is cyclical. That is why we call it, I should go this way on the camera. There we go. It is cyclical. my cycle was going backwards in the camera. And so you will be doing the same things on a regular basis. Now, you're not going to have the exact same day per se, but you will be doing the same thing. So you need to be prepared for that continuity of work, right? Being able to serve the needs of your clients and your providers on an ongoing basis, not like when you feel like it, right? So discipline is like number one. And then, like I said earlier, like really feeling like you know how to manage yourself, like knowing how to manage yourself. And when you're your boss, like no one else is there to tell you got to do it. Like the way you learn, unfortunately, is through pain. Like the way you learn is through a client saying, you're not doing your job, you're fired. I'm not going to pay you this month because you didn't do what you said you were going to do in your agreement or your contract. And, you know, yes, sometimes we must learn through pain, but maybe not. Maybe, you know, at least you're going to do what you're supposed to do, what you're expected to do according to your agreement, right? According to what you have promised this client, you're going to do your best. And those of you who are in the Facebook group know that was like my theme for this week, is that always do your best. And there's going to be seasons, right? I mean, we're people, so things happen, and kids be in a season where your kids are getting sick or where you're getting sick or something, you're faced with something. And, you know, just be frank and honest. Like, you know, you are human, and it's important that if you're going into this as a solopreneur, that you don't have anyone else supporting you, like a team in the background supporting you. Super important that you are honest with your clients. Like you have to tell them, hey, this is going on. Don't wait until there's a problem. Don't wait until they start asking, knocking at your door saying, hey, where's this? Where's that? You just let them know, hey, this is going on. And, or this is, I've got some things that I'm faced with personal life. You don't have to be don't divulge your whole personal life, but just let them know that your things are slower, moving a little slower for you right now. And you've taken some time away, or you need to step away for a few days. And this is what your plan is to keep things moving along, but maybe you won't be as responsive, or, just really being upfront with them about the expectations, and making sure that you keep in mind what your promises have been. And if you know that you're struggling so much that you can't continue to serve them, be honest and find a better solution for them. Like, don't let a client suffer with you. It doesn't, if you can't handle it, just let them go. Let them find something better. Let them find something better. They're not married to you. This is like a relationship. It's like a short-term relationship. Nobody's like bound to staying with the business. So allow them to move on. So yeah, the billing company topic, and Lupe, ask more questions if you have, since you're in that struggling to kind of decide if this is what you want to do, because I know there's a lot of questions that you're trying to figure out answers to in this stage. Like, it's a hard place, because it is there's a lot to consider, right? Next, what I should talk about in a future video, I think, is more like what's next when you're ready to start a billing company. Like, what do you really need to buckle down and do before you take the leap? But I'd say this right away is that if you're considering it, at a bare minimum, you can, as long as you don't have any sort of rules from your current employer, you can start to look for someone to serve. And maybe it's just kind of basic needs. Maybe you're just doing payment posting for them on the side, or sending patient statements, or helping with some appeals or something like that. You're just doing one function of the revenue cycle, and see how you feel. See how you feel with that responsibility, that the full ownership of that relationship, and recognize that, if you were to pull away, you'll have more responsibility to those clients, right? Then you also have this realization that whatever you had in your nine to five, I'll say that 9 to 5, your current employer that is stroking your paycheck, there is some consistency there. So, like, to be totally frank, like, they say that there's this, I don't remember the exact quote, but basically they say that all entrepreneurs are a little bit crazy. And we are a little bit crazy. We're way more risk takers than most of most humans, right? We just are going to say yes to things that most people are not going to say yes to, because it is a little scary, right? It's like, there's risk in it. Like, I am responsible for not only my paycheck, but I have a team, right? So I'm responsible for my team's livelihood, which is it can be quite intimidating. It can be quite pressure filled. So if you know that you struggle with the idea of unplugging from that steady stream of a paycheck, then what do you need to help you feel more confident? I'm not saying don't do it. I'm saying, what do you need to help you feel more confident? And that might be, maybe you need 2 or 3 times what you actually want to walk home with. Like, if you need $5,000 to $8,000 or something a month for yourself, to sustain your household, for your business, right? If you need that amount, maybe your business really needs to bring in twice that, so that you have peace of mind, right? So thinking about those things before you make a decision, so that you can keep your mental health and your well-being in mind as well, because you don't really want to take that leap and then be stressed and lose sleep because you're so worried about whether things are going to happen. So I would absolutely think that if you're in a place where you're ready to go, get out there and just see what's out there. Like, see who needs support, even just on a contractor basis. There's a lot of other companies out there that are just looking for part-time contractors, people that are just going to provide some adjunct services, or some services alongside their billing team right now, that you might be able to do with your full-time. Maybe it's something you can do, a few hours every week, to support those organizations, and kind of just see how it feels to have that much freedom and then how well you do the discipline, right? How disciplined can you remain to still serve those clients? So yeah, so guys, I have a short window today. I want to answer a couple more questions. If you're here and you have other questions, pop them in the comments. I have to jet here early today. I want to try to stick these a little bit shorter, but I want to say a few things just about our schedule. So we are going to be doing lives every Friday. We have new videos that we're going to be posting. So we'll be posting videos at least once per week. The first Friday of every month, we're doing game days. So we're doing giveaways. And if you guys were here when we did our New Year trivia, we're essentially doing something similar where we'll do some games live. We'll do some giveaways along with that. It will be related to medical billing. There'll be all these different questions related to billing. So bring your friends and, win some things. I think we did like $20 gift cards or something last time. So we'll do something similar. And yeah, if you're not in the Facebook group, we'll be way more active in there. I'm going to be going live in that Facebook group at least once per week. And then you guys will see us posting other things in there as well throughout the week. I have not taken the CPAR. So tell me the definition of that one and who offers that one. Want to be natural? Because I don't know if it's not ringing a bell at the very moment. So let's see. Are there any available entry-level jobs? So yeah, what titles am I looking for? Okay. Good question. So entry level, and it depends on where you want to start. So if you want to start front end, entry level, anything front desk related, registration, patient registration, verifications, insurance verifications, benefits department, referrals department, authorizations, all of those things, Miss Virgo. Let me pop the question on the screen. All of those things are absolutely available for entry level. Like if you are brand spanking new to healthcare, you absolutely have the ability to start with training. Like you don't need a whole lot of knowledge. You kind of need a foundation of knowledge that you can pretty much get here on YouTube, a lot of which is already on the channel here. And you can certainly get it on the job if they're willing to train you. So front end of the revenue cycle, but then also things like payment posting. If you've always had a knack for accounting, meaning like financial stuff, like you just like play with numbers, you've always enjoyed that, you could totally take on a payment posting position and not have much experience. You just have to understand the function of payment posting and really understand what that's about. Things like patient services, I'd stay away from, because some of that where you are having to answer questions from patients, we're not going to be ready for that yet. You're going to need a little bit more knowledge to be able to answer those questions. You're going to need to be able to perhaps understand a patient's account or a ledger a little bit better. You can also think about, I don't know if I said referral coordination, I think. Yes, I did. So referral coordination is a fairly easy thing. Patient advocacy in a hospital sector is common, which is more like helping a patient along the journey of getting set up. So a little bit like a registration meets like a financial advisor type role. So someone who's there to kind of go alongside the patient when they're trying to make financial decisions. And that might look different in different organizations, but just know that that's typically an on-the-job training. You just have to have customer service experience or a desire to serve the customer. So oh, this is a really great question, Tiffany. Okay. Can you recommend a book or a resource to better understand eligibility and benefits? No, I'm sorry. I wish. And you know what's hard is I've been exploring this over the last few weeks here as I'm trying to build on other topics for us to go over. It's hard for me to show you guys how certain things work without PHI, right? Without the patient information being exposed, patient health information. If you guys don't know what that is, to violate compliance. So I can't always get into things like Availity or softwares to help. But there are a lot of programs out there that will go pretty far down that path. But there's not really any books, Tiffany. I wish that I could point you in that direction, but I will try to do my best to build on that content for you. If you want to pop more questions specifically of like maybe what areas that you're struggling with, And there's still on the channel, on the YouTube channel, there are a lot of general topics. Like I think I already have some about out-of-pocket maximums and things like that, that are quite meaty topics. So we'll look for more examples of those. I'll add more examples of that for you, and try to get some case studies, like giving some kind of descriptions of what a system might look like is definitely possible. And I could probably do some screenshots in a presentation. So I'll think about that. So those are good questions, though. So sorry, Tiffany. I know, sad face. I know there's no books, but I will do my best. I'll do my best to get you more information out there. So listen, my friends, I have to head out, but I'm going to say this. If you have questions that are coming to mind, please put them in this video and I will definitely revisit them over the next week or so. If you're not in the Facebook group, come back to this video, and underneath the description of this video and any other video, you'll see the Facebook group. And you can join the Medical Billers Network Facebook group, and then we'll have conversation in there as well. All right, friends, I'm so happy to be back, and thank you guys so much for being here. And I wish you a beautiful weekend. Enjoy yourselves and stay well. And we'll see you next week. Bye, guys.